What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here with another reaction video. Today's video, Brainwashed. I knew I've needed to get to this track, and I've been looking forward to listening to it. Simply because of the title, it goes on with today's society. You know, I always say 95% of people are brainwashed. But that don't even come from me. Earl Nightingale said that, what 60, 70 years ago in The Strangest Secret in the World, only 5% of people, understand where they're going in life, and the other 95% are following in a circle. And that's what we have, so that's why I'm dropping jewels through these videos to wake up the masses. Tom dropping these dope tracks, and we shaking some things up, one individual at a time. Hit the like button for me if you can. If you haven't, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to run it up to 1 million, just so I can really get my voice out there and show them, man, we're not oppressed people. We are God's children, and we can accomplish anything when we work together. You know what I'm saying? And if you like the message, share the video far and wide, far and wide, far and wide.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic.
Whoa, already bars. Hey, I've always thought of something, and I'm gonna just drop it out there already. Don't you think it's interesting that Pride Month is the same time as Father's Day, and Father's Day gets almost zero recognition? In the black community, almost every woman says it's the mama's day and black men ain't nothing. And I've seen tweets that Father's Day is sexist. And my thought, the way my brain works, is I see Pride Month being a further attack on the man and getting the man out the way. Just my thoughts, just the way I look at life, is everything we do is we want to base it around getting that toxic, strong, masculine man out of the picture. And even look at how effeminate most of the boys are walking around today. China is banning feminine man on TV, and in America we got more feminine men than ever before. It's disheartening to see what we used to be, and now how the average guy walks around with skinny jeans, carrying a purse. His voice is real soft. It's just, I don't know. It's different for me. I didn't grow up in a soft era.
Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want.
And another question, we talked about pharma and the media, they go hand in hand, and I just want to put this out there. Tell me an era, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, or now, that Democrats have not owned the media, whether it was the newspapers, the printing press, the radio, and now just the mainstream networks. I think they say everything is owned by 6 companies. And there's something else I found. I can say politics is crazy. Is a lot of with this critical race theory, the first steps to push it through, the No Child Left Behind incentive was signed into law under George Bush, a Republican. Bill Clinton started it, and Bush came in and fixed it. So this Marxist communist mindset has infiltrated both parties, and that's why people like Trump was hated. That's why you got JFK out the way. Just paying attention, that's all.
If a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us.
Well, I think the greatest way to achieve something would be by illusion or by distraction. And I've referenced this book many times, but if you listen to Manning Johnson's farewell speech, he said that the racists were getting along too well in the early 1920s and 30s. There were a lot of black towns. We got this myth that black people just grew up in poverty. Black people had their own pools and parks and schools and airplane, everything, hospitals. Integration wasn't needed. It was the fact that you would free these slaves and they was out creating their own wealth and their own land and their own everything. And the government didn't benefit from that. So you needed to bring them back under your umbrella. That's the thing about so many illegal immigrants that come to America now is they don't come here to be took care of. They understand that the American dream is here, and they come here to fight for the opportunity. And that's why you propagate them so hard that Trump hates Mexicans and Trump hates immigrants, because you want to put that fear in them. Like, our media does nothing but make us scared of thy neighbor when we should be loving thy neighbor. I always say, and most people who I watch my videos and comment agree, we all just regular humans. We all have laughed at South Park. We've all watched The Office. There's a lot of things that we have in common that outweigh our differences, because we didn't choose what color our skin is, you know?
Cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody picking teams, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
And it's so profitable to brainwash people. You know, like I've always said, the civil rights movement is the civil rights entertainment industry, but it doesn't even have to do with black people now. I mean, the Cal Rittenhouse trial should have nothing to do with black America, and yet you got the National Guard being called in, and you're worried about them rioting and burning down their neighborhood. And I mean, I know Lyndon Baines Johnson is sitting in his grave smiling. Like, this is what he said would happen when I would have you ends voting Democrat 200 years. I would have you destroying your own cities because I gave you the Great Society program. I would have you tearing everything up because you knew you could turn around to daddy government and we could re-enslave you. You know, I don't know anybody who wants someone else to take care of them. Yet we've conditioned the massive, not just black people now, but white kids are saying we need student loan forgiveness. We need free college. You got the gift of life. Everything else, you got to get it on your own out the mud. You know, I just feel a lot of people don't know how to thug it out. And if we don't want to be took, you know, if we don't want to stand up on our own, then we'll be re-enslaved by the government. But it'll be willingful slavery, you know. It won't be forced with change and all that stuff. It'll be, you love your servitude. Brainwashed.
How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe, cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life, cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun?
And I really think the fact that they haven't been able to remove people from buying firearms, but they're doing a great job of making the young kids, the youth, scared of even owning guns, let alone being around them. And with this Rittenhouse trial, they're trying to make self-defense seem like it's a bad thing. So when someone attacks you or breaks in your house or does something violent to you, you don't have the natural instincts to fight back. But those natural instincts come with having testosterone. You know, women don't fight back when they come in with guns. A lot of them get down to protect their children. If you've looked through how history has worked, the men have always been the front line, the fighters, the warriors, the strength, and our men aren't there anymore. And so because we don't have tough men, we have more masculine women now, and it's creating a crazy all over the world balance. And it's not just the black Americans, it's the white Americans. Divorce rate is crazy. I talk to a lot of white guys to let me know the things that they've dealt with or the issues that they deal with for fighting for their children. I do some fathers' rights stuff. It's just unfortunate because I don't believe the narrative that a lot of men don't want to be good fathers. But TV shows make fathers look stupid. South Park, Family Guy, Malcolm in the Middle. I can't think of one TV show, you know, you got to go back to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the Wayans brothers and maybe Lever the Beaver and stuff like that. You know, Andy Griffin. You got to go back when you see strong men and strong families. But every new show, every new movie, you got Will Ferrell playing the idiot dad or just somebody, Jim Carrey and Liar Liar being a terrible father. Just media does a great job of propagating how terrible fathers are, which pushes our kids down the other path to not listen to us and listen to the world.
White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, because we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us.
I know I keep stopping the track. I think the biggest issue with white liberals, and it's not so much of their fault, but you have so many black people on TV lying about the hardships of their life. You got too many Colin Kaepernick. So as a white person, you didn't grow up in these environments. You literally are going to believe what the people around you are telling you. So, of course, you're going to believe Kaepernick and Angela Rye and Van Jones and Don Lemon and whoever hell else is on TV lying about their race. Stephen A. Smith. You don't have anybody who really grew up in the hood. You got people who grew up privileged. I'm a firm believer the average black person doesn't grow up as bad as they say. They have TV. They have Wi-Fi. Their mom has a car. Food stamps are covered by the government, so there's always food in your home. You got the internet, so you can research anything you want to become anything you want. So that narrative of we just so oppressed, I'm sure some people out in the rural country that live 10 times worse than anybody living in the inner city. And we just got to be honest about that. So the only thing stopping you is you. Skin color doesn't matter. None of that. So you have to get out of this matrix that's brainwashing you to think less of yourself.
To fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
The thing about the world being brainwashed currently is a lot of it is just simply based out of denial, if we're being honest. You know, the slaves of the past were in chains. The current slaves are walking around with cell phones, if that makes sense, man, because they're so engaged in what they've been taught that there's no way to disconnect from that matrix. I mean, we've all have seen the movie The Matrix, but, you know, I'm from a generation that not having lights was a blessing because I had to sit at home and think and read and think and grow. And for the average kid nowadays, man, you don't have to think for yourself ever. I mean, from the time you pop out your mom, it's a tablet in your face. And then you go to government indoctrination camps to tell you how to think, what to think, and who you can and can't be. So it's fighting an uphill battle for the youth. And that's why the people of our generation, like the men who know really what the issues are in the inner cities, the people in the rural areas who know, hey, man, we're not racist out here. We don't sit out here and just talk about black people all day. We don't give a damn about issues like that. More truth needs to be said because, you know, I always say, man, a truth doesn't mind being questioned, but a lie gets extremely angry. And so everything you're hearing right now, you have to question, is this true? Is this real? If so, why? Like, the concept that we're taught in America is just disenfranchising people over skin color. I mean, that takes a really small, minute way of thinking because you would have to think like, hold on. Black people have been successful forever. There's been interracial couples forever. We've had a biracial president for 8 years now. What's going on? But if you can control people's minds, man, you don't have to worry about where they're going. You know, Carter G. Woodson talked about that. Marcus Garvey talked about that. Gosh, I mean, Frederick Douglass, one of my favorite Frederick Douglass quotes is, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. Because once I start thinking for myself and I start adding up 2 and 2, and I can see you full of shit. Oh, I'm gonna just sit back and play my role. But I understand now that we not on the same side. And so many of our young kids, man, they just looking for acceptance, and the media is pulling them in with the Black Lives Matter, with raising young activists. You know, middle school and high school are creating activists now about issues that they have no idea what's going on. This propaganda is making Hitler smile. Stalin is like, oh yeah, those are the useful idiots we were talking about. And that a lot of people don't even know how we're looked at to destroy America from the outside. You know, this has been a plan for a long time. So we have to reverse that one step at a time, one brick at a time, day by day. You know, the best thing you have in life are other people to have a conversation, to open minds. You know, you may disagree with 95% of the things I say, but you at least have to go research to see if it's true or not. I don't talk to change anybody's mind. I just talk to speak my truth. This is God flowing out of me. And so I'm not about to sit on here and lie about nothing or cap, as the young kids say. It's all 100% G. This is life. This is what it takes to overcome. You know, I'm a firm believer that everyone could be a millionaire, but we got to stop looking at life at the one that some billionaire owes us something. Or two, that you can't accomplish everything else that you've seen Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos accomplish, that you can't be the next Henry Ford. Believe in yourself more. You know, and stop looking for a brick road right now. Just every day that you wake up, man, promise yourself that you will lay a brick. And see what happened in 10 years. I bet you look back and you got your own personal brick road that you worked hard for, that nobody else could take credit for. And that's what life is about, is discovering yourself, creating yourself, finding yourself. And the more you discover yourself, the less you could be brainwashed. You know, I say healthy people are a threat to the government. That's why I'm throwing so much toxic food at you. I'm throwing drugs. I'm throwing liquor. I'm throwing alcohol. Whatever it is to get you off your rocker. I do not want you to be able to sit and think consciously. But you could go all the way back. And they said on the weekend they used to give slaves, you know, sugar and alcohol so they wouldn't sit around and think about escaping. So this is just a more elevated, exquisite slavery. You know, I think this is high class slavery. You can travel from California to Florida. You can go to the strip club if you want, but you're still a slave at the end of the day. They're probably gonna go over a lot of people's head though. You know, like I said, man, you are what you create in life. The book that I want to throw out there today is The Compound Effect. And because it's, in order to have anything, is you have to start. You know, start with one push-up. Start with drinking 1 cup of water. Start with doing 1 jumping jack. Start with writing 1 blog. Start whatever you do for the first time is gonna suck. Hell, it might suck the first 10, 20, 50 times. Like, you go check out my first 30, 40 YouTube videos. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And that's just the honesty in it. And everybody is a beginner before you're a professional or a pro. You know, Kobe Bryant talked about when he was 13, it was a summer that he didn't score 1 point. He just got destroyed every game. And he went on to score 81. So check out The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It's played huge dividends in my life. Even with this, man, just consistency is key. You know, I always say to be great at anything, you just have to be what most people aren't, which is consistent. Everybody wants to take a day off. Everybody wants to be lazy. Everybody wants to, not right now. And you got to be your own motivation. You got to be your own fire to keep going. And when you keep going, you unconsciously motivate the people around you. You don't know who you're inspiring. You don't know who's watching your journey. You don't know who's getting enlightened by watching you break out of being brainwashed. So the more I shine my light, the more there's so many people who are kind of in a fog that are slowly being able to wipe the mirror away, to wipe their eyes off and see the light that I'm seeing and realize the greatness inside of them. Dope track by Tom. Shout out to the subs for throwing me this one. Keep sending me tracks. You know, I'm going to cover all of them, you know, and I appreciate all the comments on the videos. I appreciate the love on the community page. I appreciate all the love on Twitter, tagging me and resharing the videos. I appreciate the love on Instagram. I'm forever grateful for everybody who's helping me get my message out to the world. So keep being the light in this dark world. I always say, man, there's no faith needed around you when there's faith within you. Find your $1 million roadmap and take your first step and go be great.